Hello, welcome to day 4 of the Mindset Challenge. I'm a bit late today because I've been kind of snuggled up in a warm blanket on the sofa and had my sad lamp on, and it's been really dark and dingy today. So I must admit I've struggled a little bit to be motivated and organised, which is what today's about, organisation. So I've not the best advert today for an organised mind, but maybe that's happened for a reason so that I can tell you about what my struggles are with it. I'm hoping, and we might get a few people on because everybody is back from school runs and work and things, so I'll kind of have a natter and wait to see if anybody comes on, because that would be great to make it a bit more interactive. I've had some feedback from people which has been all good, but a lot of them have been friends, so they are going to say it's good, aren't they? So I need some more feedback from people that don't know me as well, so that I can make sure that I'm on the right track and I'm sort of doing the right stuff. And so yesterday's task was about letting go of fears, and that's one that's always quite tricky. So I'm kind of going to go over a few points, a few extra tips about that, because organising your mind is about taking action, or getting ready to take action at least, towards what we've been working on. So the gratitude, the forgiveness, and letting go of fear. So to take action against fear, I've got a few little tips. Number 1, work out why you make excuses and what you're afraid of. So why are your negative self-beliefs holding you back from doing stuff, from taking action, and why? And the reason why might be because you're afraid of something. So are you afraid of what people think, for example? Is that stopping you from going out and taking action because you're worried about how people will perceive you? And then number 2, replace your negative statements into positive affirmations and say them every day. This one really helps. The saying it every day and repeating it in your mind all the time is going to hopefully eventually cancel out the negative one and put the positive one in your mind. So affirmations, so I'm not good enough, would become I'm capable of great achievements. And then take action by taking responsibility for creating the change you want, owning that responsibility, that you're going to do it. Get out of your comfort zone, because nobody ever grows in their comfort zone. It's lovely and cosy there, but we're not going to achieve much. Create a plan and schedule time to work towards your goals. So that's something that we're going to be working out on in today's task, so that you can plan in all the things that you need to do and how you're going to work towards them. And it's about scheduling in time to actually work on yourself, rather than just doing stuff for everybody else. It's really important, you're really important, and you need to schedule in that time. Surround yourself with positive people, and we'll look a little bit more into that tomorrow, but having a group of good friends, family, colleagues around you can really make a huge difference in your life and help you. If it's the right people, the right sorts of people, they can really help you to reach your potential, rather than perhaps having the wrong people in your life that maybe drag you down a little bit, or you feel like you've got to take care of them. Obviously there's going to be people in your life that are like that, and that you have to help because, or you want to help because they're family and friends, and that's fair enough. But if there's people in your life that are quite toxic, and you're always the one putting in the effort and there isn't anything back, then maybe it's time to let go of things that aren't working well for us or working in your best interests. So having no excuse for excuses. Again, just being able to say no to those negative thoughts, and being disciplined in spite of your moods. So today I've been in not a low mood, but just in a really tired, lethargic. I think some of it was the weather, because it's really dull and dark, and I suffer from seasonal affective disorder. So had my sad lamp going, and that helped me a little bit perk up this afternoon. But yeah, I needed to be a bit more disciplined with myself, because I didn't want to do this video, for example. So I've had to be disciplined with myself and say, no, you've committed to this, you're going to do this, whether you struggle or not, you're just going to push through and do the best you can. So that's what I'm doing, and letting go of perfectionism. Again, the reason I didn't want to do it is because I'm not on par, so I'm thinking I'm not going to be perfect on camera, and I didn't want to let you guys down or look stupid. So but now I'm doing it, I'm actually feeling okay. It's all good. Yeah, so if you focus on perfectionism, it will keep you stuck in your tracks and frozen, and you'll never get started. So that's a really good point to overcome. So day 4. Yeah, and if you had any issues with yesterday's, just give me a message and I'll help you through it. So day 4. Are you just muddling along? Are you feeling stressed, overwhelmed, like there are not enough hours in the day and that life is completely out of control, or at times it feels out of control? If you spend your nights worrying about what you should have done or what you must remember, then your life is probably running away with you and you're losing control of your time. I've been there, and one of the first things that I looked at in order to get my schedule in check was where I was committing to things that I didn't have the time to do. So, for example, I committed many years ago to helping out with a charity and doing some charity work, and the charity was struggling for members of the committee. So I actually volunteered at the time. It was a really good thing for me, and it gave me loads of good experiences, loads of useful knowledge and stuff, and I actually really enjoyed it. But then over the years, more and more people left the committee, and it became a huge burden for not just myself but my friends too. So, but we couldn't let it go, we couldn't stop, because we felt that we couldn't let it go because we didn't want the group to come to an end. So actually it wasn't in my best interest to be doing it, and it was overcommitting hugely, but I couldn't let that commitment go because I didn't want to let people down. But in the end, who was I letting down? Myself, because I wasn't able to do the things that I did want to do, and I wasn't able to look after my health. So about probably just under a year ago, I did say, actually no, I'm sorry, but I can't do it anymore, so we're going to have to really push for someone else to come and take things over. And I felt great ever since, because I've been able to let go of a commitment. Actually, I was taking on other commitments, so I needed to. There was no other way I was going to be able to juggle it and keep it in my life. But I'm really grateful for the people that I met and the opportunities and things, and it was fantastic. So, and I'm still in touch with and close with a lot of those people. So basically, saying no to anything that you can't do is really important when you're in a state of overwhelm. Don't say yes or maybe and then spend time trying to think of a way out of doing it. Just be honest with yourself and with the other person, and stop people pleasing. People will understand if you genuinely can't do something, and will respect your decision the more you practice this. The more you make excuses and say that, or say, oh yes, I'll do that, and then let people down afterwards. 1, it doesn't make you look very good. 2, it doesn't make you feel very good. And 3, then those people have then got to find someone else at short notice, which might be really tricky. So just say no. It's really hard. I found that really hard. But at the end of the day, you've got to look after yourself, so that you can look after people that are important to you in your life, and all your other commitments. You can't be taking everything on your shoulders, no matter how broad they are. Yeah, so other things that I found helpful with organising my mind is writing everything down. It sounds really obvious, but I have a method of the way that I write it down. So I've got daily to-do lists that I write. I have a paper diary that I carry around in my handbag, and I have a wall calendar. So the whole family's commitments and things go on the wall calendar. I tend to have just mine in my diary, except I do put if my children have appointments and things, because that involves me, because I have to get them there. And most of the time I don't actually need to look at them. I only really look at those probably a couple of times a week, but the rest of the time that's also transferred into my digital calendar, and that's synced up with my husband and both girls because they have their iPads. So the whole family is synced up on Google Calendars, which is quite geeky. But it works really well because they will get reminders, so they'll actually sometimes remind me. We can all remind each other of what's going on, and it means that me and my husband know what each other are doing and where each other are going to be and that kind of thing. So we can, if anybody asks us if we want to go out, for example, or meet up, we can look at the calendar and say, oh, Craig's got, you know, such and such going on that day, so I can't. So those digital calendars are really helpful. Yeah, so I have wall calendar, daily diary, daily to-do lists. Daily to-do lists, I have different ones for different things. So I'll have like my tender roots list. I'll have my list for at home, and then I'll have one for the horses and out and about sort of stuff that I have to do. I just find that separating them into that system works for me. Different things work for different people. I tend to write a general list and then separate it out into the separate categories, and then it's very Aspie, isn't it? I am so then I can prioritise what needs to go first, what's really important and need to do in that day, what I can get away with doing later in the week, and what is really not important for that week, and I can just cross it off. So quite a lot of list writing, I suppose, and it might not be for everyone. You could do it I do it by hand, but you could do it on a phone or on a computer. But yeah, having daily to-do lists really helps me to organise myself and my mind, and it doesn't seem so overwhelming, because when I've got all those thoughts flying around of what I need to do, I don't know what to do first, and then so I'll end up doing none of them. Whereas if you have a list, you can work through that and do a little job at a time. So the next point is actually look at them. Create a daily habit at the same time each day if need be. I will normally look at them first thing in the morning, normally once the kids are at school, so I've got them out the way. Yeah, I will look at my lists and work out what I need to do and maybe rewrite bits. Prioritise your to-do list. So like I've already said, you can just go down them and put numbers by them. So what numbers, like number 1 for what's the most important, and so on. So number order the must-dos and delete anything you don't need. So yeah, if there's something on there that you actually don't really need to do that day or that week, cross it off. Don't give yourself more stress than you need. If that's going to be able to wait till the weekend, or you can even delegate it to a partner or something, that would be even better. Don't take it all on yourself. And then finally, don't take on any more stuff to fill in your gaps. So if you manage to have a gap in your schedule where you're not doing anything, try and make this time for you, time to work on yourself, or time to have a little rest, or a soak in the bath or something, something mindful and relaxing. So the task for today is to make a list of all the things that you need to do. So I would make the list. Sorry about that, I had a phone call and I'm doing this on my phone, which is a bit of a nightmare. Because my computer doesn't seem to want to do it. So make a list of all the things that you could do in the spaces that you are going to create in your schedule. It's gone a bit dark. Yeah. So all the things that you love doing, write them in the top space. Where is my... There it is. Yeah, so this top box is, what do you love doing? Write a list of what you could do in the spaces that you create in your schedule. So doing your nails, having lunch with a friend or a coffee with a friend, having a nice soak in the bath, meditating, yoga, going to, like, I could go and visit my horse, for example, walking the dog if you find that relaxing. Don't put it down if you find it stressful. Like me, because my dog barks at everyone else's dog. And then it's about stopping procrastinating. So make a list of all unfinished jobs. Use the next page. These are like little tips just on at the bottom underneath what you're going to do when you have a break. Decide what's a priority, what can wait. Choose one and do it. So turn the music up, set a timer, whatever you need to do, and go for it. Yeah, it's probably going to be tomorrow now because I'm doing my video quite late. Sorry. Recognise and feel the virtuous feeling and reward yourself with something on your list above. Getting stuff done and getting out of your muddle will become a habit if you fight the urge to procrastinate. Your self-esteem will fly and you will find that you have more time to do the things that are important to you. So the next page is the to-do list. So write all the jobs that you want to do tomorrow, before the weekend. Get them out of the way so you can actually chill out on the weekend or do something else that you love or ferry kids about to clubs. And then use any gaps that you've managed to make in your schedule to do something really mindful and nice for yourself. So a bit of self-care. And then tomorrow I will be back with the final task. So yeah, that's good. I think I'm just checking my notes to check that I've said everything, but I think I have. Yeah, so good luck with that. Just try and remember to slow down, and reorganising your schedule and everything that's going on in your life will hopefully release a bit of stress, and not procrastinating over stuff and just getting it done then and there and then if it's important, but leaving the other stuff that's not quite so important and not stressing over it because it's not been done, will hopefully take a weight off your mind. There's loads of resources, I think, online about reorganising and things like that, but this is just touching on that area because I think we're focusing on all the inner stuff like the gratitude and forgiveness and self-beliefs and things, but then there's also got to be a practical side to it where we're actually getting things done and clearing your mind so that you can be able to actually think about those things and focus on those things properly. And then tomorrow we're going to be putting it all together to look at your goals and manifest what you want in 2018. So good luck with today's task, and I hope you have enjoyed it and it's not been too muddly, my video, as I'm not feeling great today. sorry. So take care, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.